got some February events coming up, and you're already going to one of these tomorrow. And tomorrow the Shrines Club is going to have the Valentine's Day Supper, February 24th. Wow, 14th. The doors will open at 6 p.m. and you'll have supper at 7 p.m. And you're going to ask, what are we going to have? Well, ribeye steak, potatoes, salad, dessert, and entertainment. $25 per person. Reservations only. Call Butch Carter at 864-466-7183 or Jonathan Godfrey at 864-425-0611 and reserve. And also the University of South Carolina Union Research Club is having a Valentine's Day bake sale, which actually started today and will go into tomorrow. Go into the main lobby and go ahead and get you some baked goods, and this will help the Union Research Club of the University of South Carolina. And what we got coming up in February the 18th and 19th, Big Buck Racing returns to Henry's Turner's Farm in the Cross Keys area. If you had never been there, they had 2,336 riders last time they was there from 30 different states. One couple from Europe, Canada, and Mexico. They were coming out to this, and they've installed some Wi-Fi all throughout the property, so you'll be able to pick up some good vibes from there. So, and they're hoping to have some music festivals, hopefully, possibly in the future, and Tree Walker Days.
Tree Walking Days.
Yeah, you messed that one up.
I did. I messed it up big time. Yeah. It's this whole coon hunt festival. You ever been to a coon hunting festival?
Well,
yeah.
You got a chance to come to Union and have, believe it or not, thousands of people come to this. It's at the fair, and they have all kind of coon dogs and things going on there.
I think they incorporate squirrel stuff too. Because Aunt Bobby, last time we talked about this tree walking thing, I said that, coon people. I just called my aunt and uncle coon people. And she showed up at the beauty shop and she was like, you need to correct, so let me correct this, Aunt Bobby, you are squirrel people.
Squirrel. So, in other words, they need to change this treeing Walker Days to treeing Squirrel Days.
Squirrels and coons.
Well, anyway, it's February the 23rd and the 25th. This will be the 50th anniversary of this event. So it's been going on for 50 years now. It brings thousands of people to Union, and they're expecting a larger crowd than normal this time. So that's going to be great when they do that. And so we'll get to experience some of this.
They have vendors and things there, and then I think you can buy coon dogs there.
You ever been?
No, but I've heard a lot about it.
Well, I did a video session there.
Do they? Can you buy coon dogs there?
Well, I'm sure they have them for sale that you can buy them, and they're very expensive.
It's like they're all there showing their stuff off. Isn't that what they do?
Yes, the dogs just show their stuff off.
No, not just the dogs.
Look at my coon dog. You see the dog.
You can run a coon up a tree higher than your dog can.
I think what we need to do.
It's like a contest.
We need to talk to them and see if we can't have Miss Coon.
Yeah, I can get them up here.
Yeah, you can, kind of.
I'm going to need some squirrel people and some coon people. Call Jerry.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like a pageant.
Oh.
And you could dress up like a coon or something on a squirrel.
I'm too old for that. We need a younger generation. How about let's do a man pageant? Mr. Coon.
No.
That sounds better. Mr. Coon.
No, don't.
It sounds awesome.
But anyway, it's a good event, and really they draw a lot of people there, and they sell a lot of vendors there. They sell all kind of equipment and things that's for dogs, and they have contests about dogs, training a coon and the hollering and how the dogs kind of, that big deep voice they have. So it's really a big event, and it's been going on for 50 years. So, you got some things coming up in February, March. We'll be telling you about some of that later on also. But for right now, this is what you got going on. And tomorrow, you got some Valentine's stuff to go on to. Have you got anything for Valentine's Day?
I haven't gotten anything for Valentine's Day in years. The last thing I got for Valentine's Day, I think, was a purse that was monogrammed. And it was actually a late present from my son. So I just, I think people in love is wonderful. I think Valentine's Day is beautiful for those lovers and married people. I've just not had a lot of luck in love. So.
What you got to do is find your boyfriend at least through the Valentine's and Christmas holidays, right?
I'm just too high maintenance. I think I don't think that there's.
Oh,
people
okay.
around here equipped for.
Well, we're going to
somebody
get to
like
our
me.
guest here. We don't want to hold him up because of all of our technology stuff like that, because I'm excited to have them with us. This is the South Carolina paranormal research and investigation team, and we've got part of the team here because it's all over South Carolina. We got a great couple here. We got Kelly Edwards, and we got Tammy Miller. I was going to forget that for a minute there. And they're going to tell you a little bit about what is South Carolina Paranormal Investigation. What is that?
It's a group of, I think we've got 40 members spread across the state. And we get together and help people if they've got, ghost, unexplained activity. We do our best to give them some answers, help them out. And a lot of times, it's just common things around the home, but other times it's, there's something really going on, and people just want answers. They just want to know, can you tell us what this is? Can you help explain it to us? We don't want it to leave. We just want...
They don't want it to leave?
Some people don't want it to leave.
What if they did want it to leave? Do y'all extract the ghost out of the house?
Not
like Jeff that
Ghostbusters. We don't have the
Like, how do you
box
run it off?
Yeah, let me tell the folks also, if you want to call in and ask the question, it's 864-441-9382. You can call that number. It's at the bottom of your screen right there to ask any questions. Distracting, yeah, that's not Ghostbusters. They put the thing out there in the phone, stuff like that.
Because Jerry's a priest, and if you need somebody to do that, what's it called?
That's Exodus. That's not.
Exorcist. Yes. I'll come and throw the holy water, and he can do his thing.
Now, when you go on these investigations, not all the time it's something there. You usually can investigate, so, well, this is what it's doing. So you're really honest with the person, and you really do a deep dive investigation on it. You got the equipment to do it. Tell us a little bit about some of the equipment that you use.
Tammy has some very interesting specialty equipment that she's created and designed. Talk about that. I think that's pretty interesting.
Just call it a portal. Basically what it is if you've seen on TV, they use spirit boxes, and you'll hear this ch-ch-ch-ch-ch-ch. Sometimes you hear voices come through that. Basically, it's that, but it gets rid of the static so you can hear it much clearer. And it's a lot stronger, too. And it seems to be, it's opening some eyes. It's really become a very, very important tool. But we do also use what you see. We have the DVR cameras. We have the K2 meters that we can check for electrical spikes in the house, which can cause somebody to feel something or see something that's not there, especially if it's really high. We have a variety of pieces of equipment that can detect movement, detect sound, vibration. We have some that detect static. Mm-hmm. And when you get this equipment, and especially when you get multiple pieces going off at the same time, you really got to start paying attention at that point.
Okay, I know that, and I've seen some of the spirit boxes that, and it has really lots of static. So if you kind of curve that a little bit to hear it more clearly, I think that is great, because sometimes you hear things, but so much static that it's just so hard for the average person to hear. Now, I know you two are used to listening for certain things in the spirit box. And now, do you use any type of infrared type equipment?
We use thermal, the FLIR meters to pick up, heat signatures, cold spots, things like that. Infrared cameras, infrared lighting. To see, a lot of times, we go in and it's dark, 2:30 in the morning, lights are off, but we use the infrared to see in the dark, so we can actually see what's
So
going
walk
on.
me through, if someone calls you up, calls your company, I've got I'm in this house and at night stuff's being slung across the living room. Like, stuff's falling. I had a china cabinet. It fell. Everything was broken. That belonged to me. But the great-great-great-grandma's porcelain knickknacks were set down just ever so nicely, but all my stuff is broken. That would say, yes, something's there, right?
Well,
Or would you, you get that phone call. What's the procedure from there?
we get a phone call, and all clients have to fill out a request form.
Okay.
And our case manager reaches out, discusses with the potential client, and if they want us to come out and do an investigation, look at the schedule, book it.
Is there a charge?
No charge whatsoever.
Okay.
We do it volunteer. Everything's volunteer basis. So we use our own money to buy our equipment, gas, everything.
Wow. So do y'all have other jobs outside of this?
Oh, yes.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, we all work for full-time jobs.
So this is kind of like a volunteer.
It is volunteer.
Well, you have, I think, a status where people can donate money and stuff like that. They can get also back on their taxes and things,
Yes.
So to me, if someone's, has called you out and you did an investigation for it before you went to that next step, most likely that person was going to say, very thankful that you can tell them what's going on in their house. I have here in my house, I call her the lady in red. My wife, she'd be sitting there and I'll see, her walk by. And I don't, it don't scare me or anything like that. And wife, it scares her a little bit because I got some little creepy things I keep in the closet and I got to keep there because it scares her. Some old doll things, that I found in the old house, and grandkids, they don't go in that closet. but I see, and it doesn't scare me. I mean, I kind of want to know why you're here or what you're doing. And well, it is not scary. And I tell you what, a cool thing was about this. I've seen this lady in red for a good long time. I went to this company. It was like 2:00 in the morning, something like I called out late like that. And I went in. This lady, I hadn't seen her there before. It's third shift crew, I know usually everybody there. And she says, yes, the guy, he's probably back in the back and carrying some papers. She had a red sweater on. And so I went back and told the guy, the supervisor, I said, well, see, you finally got some good help, huh? He says, who? I said, the lady, the red sweater like that. He says, no. Where's she at? We went back there looking, couldn't find her.
She didn't exist.
Didn't exist. So I figured that the lady in red must have went to work with me that night.
What's some of have y'all been scared? Have y'all went out on a case and then just absolutely got terrified?
No, it's just too much curiosity. I mean, we hear something down a empty hallway, we're going to go.
We go toward
Yeah, going
we
toward
go
it
to
instead of running from
We
it.
want to see what it is.
Have things like appeared to you, like really, really appeared without you having to look too hard for it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, tell me a story.
I'm a big skeptic.
Okay.
I really am. I need to scientifically prove, that's why we use the equipment to scientifically find, pressure increases, temperature decreases, light changes, vibration. So for me to see something and experience something, that's what I want, because it's hard for me to really
Take someone's word for it.
I just don't.
Yeah.
We were doing an investigation. I know Tammy knows what I'm going to say. That it was in Welford, and we were outside. We had cameras set up, and we went outside for probably 45 minutes. Came back in. Nothing was really going on. I mean, there wasn't a lot going on there. At the end of the night, closed everything up. Went home. During the review, the kitchen cabinets opened, and they were the locking kind that lock in there.
Oh, wow.
One of the things that we did, they were actually, one of the other investigators and I actually went in the kitchen to make sure everything was out of the way, so with the camera, nothing was obscuring it.
Yeah.
She said at one end of the room. So it got the entire kitchen all the way down to the hallway.
You said you go out at 2:30 in the morning. Where have you gone at 2:30 in the morning?
Well, we normally we normally go to a client's home or a business at 7 p.m. That's our normal start time.
Right.
And just depending on how the evidence is going throughout the case, we may be there till 4 a.m. We may be there till 11 p.m.
Yeah. Well,
It just depends.
right, and some people got the thought says ghosts only come out at night. But I know that in doing just a couple of it I've done, we've done it at night like that. And the reason, my own personal reason is because of it's much quieter. You can hear much. In the daytime, you got so much noise and interference, with all the technology and all the things coming through the airways, and it's just so much noise. And usually at night, it's more quiet. You can have better readings. And it's not that the ghosts don't come out just at night, but they come out all during the time. Have you ever had a spirit to touch you, you feel hit you, or anything like that?
Me personally, no, I have not. Tammy?
Once. It was not, I wasn't expecting it. I am half skeptic, I believe something's out there, I just don't know what it is. We were at the Octagon Mansion up in Virginia, and I was sitting in the basement with two other investigators. I was sitting with my back to the wall. One of the investigators kept saying, touch me, because one of the claims were people got touched, would get pinched and scratched.
Oh, wow.
And she kept saying, you can touch me, you can touch me. I felt something poke me in the back right between the shoulder blades.
And you're up against the
I'm
wall.
up against the wall.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a great experience.
I mean,
Well, I
I've
had
seen
someone,
things.
one of the houses I went to in Jonesville, I was standing in the kitchen part of it and actually felt boom, like that. Not hard, just a, hit like it in the back of the head. And I turned around, there was no one there. The rest of them were downstairs or somewhere like that. And it just kind of it's almost like it was playful, and it was kind of, it didn't scare me because I'm really not scared to go into places like that. My wife's terrified. She said, please don't bring them home with you. I said, well, they're not looking to come home with us. I don't think we have anything to offer for them. I said, what I want to do, I want to sit down. I would love to talk, to see what they see, what they feel, what journey are they on. And that's just, that's me, my curiosity. Now, it might be something scary like that, but have you run across any spirits or any other your crew that actually hurt or harmed?
We don't really get into a lot of, like the demons. Everything on TV is a demon.
Right.
That's rare. I've personally never seen a demon.
I have.
But I know they're out
Scary.
there, but on TV, they're around every corner. But they're really not. I mean, it's a rare thing to see, catch.
I think it is too. Now, Scarlette.
Yeah, you just don't want to know. I mean,
You gotta tell
now
us.
my religion is Christianity. I believe in God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and I do believe a spiritual realm is out there, and there are demons and there are evil spirits. Not quite sure, just like the lady in red or people who just kind of linger between worlds or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't raised to believe that way, but now when my daughter was born, Shannon, the one that just had the baby, I had an old rocking horse that belonged to my father that didn't work anymore. Now that sat on a banister above her crib, and it had never worked before until later down, and it did start. And I thought, well, that's just a reassurance. My dad had passed away. That was something. But yeah, I have seen some scary stuff before. But like, I woke up in the middle of the night after the kids and I moved out on our own and looked out the window. There was just two monsters out there. I seen them. Like, I'm not crazy. I seen them. But at the same time, I read my Bible, I have scripture in me, and I was just like, okay, I closed my eyes, I opened them again to make sure I really did see these ogres. And I was like, where the light of Jesus is, darkness has to go away. And I claimed it and I rebuked it, and it did. It disappeared right in front of me. I've seen a man's face configure. I've seen stuff that I know is for real. And I'm not on any drugs at the moment.
Well,
But
we're going to take a minute break right here.
But it's for real. I know stuff is out there.
Okay. Scarlette, we're going to take a little break and have La Pagada. If you haven't ate at La Pagada Mexican restaurant, you're missing so good.
Pagada Mexican Restaurant, 441 North Duncan Bypass, Union, South Carolina, 864-429-4043. La Pagada, your family Mexican restaurants, has appetizers, child's plates, salads and soups, sandwiches, and desserts. Sizzling fajitas, Texas fajitas, shrimp fajitas. Also, they have great chicken, polo asado, chicken tenders, polo loco, and many more. If you like seafood, they have that also. Fish tacos, shrimp cocktail. They have many combinations that you can choose from in different price range. Matter of fact, they have 35 different ones. If you're a vegetarian, that's right, they can accommodate you also. Lunch menu, they have the Speedy Gonzales and about 13 others that you can make a combination with. That's La Pagada. La Pagada Mexican Restaurant, 441 North Duncan Bypass and Union, South Carolina, 429-4043.
Yeah, we kept seeing a shadow at the end of the hallway.
That's I would like. All right, we're back. We had to take a little break for our sponsors right there, and got Jerry and Scarlette, and we have the South Carolina paranormal investigators here, research and investigators. I'll get tongue twisted. That's Scarlett's fault.
Well, Tammy had a
we got
nickname
Mike
for
and
it.
Tammy here, and they're going to be telling us a little bit more about their investigations, some things that they've seen. And as you heard, we haven't seen anything that's going to harm anything like that, because I think that they just want to communicate. I think they trying to tell us something or just kind of kidding around. And I imagine that y'all seen even the small children and heard.
Yes. Yeah, the children are mischievous or playful. I mean, that's how I can explain it. And ball movement, car movement, toys, they'll sound off.
We even have equipment that's specifically aimed for children, a baby doll, a teddy bear. They record, they also track movement.
Shadows, they will track shadows.
But they're geared towards children.
Oh, and have you encountered many children, or someone's asked you to? And now, we don't want people to get the idea that this is a soothsaying outfit, where you have psychics or whatever come in and starts doing all these things there. This is totally different, because I've had someone say, do you do psychic readings? No. This is a totally different field here. And some of the equipment you have is not cheap equipment. It's pretty expensive equipment.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. A lot of the audio equipment, the video equipment, it can get pricey. But you don't want to just spend tons of money and throw money away, but you want to buy the good equipment.
Right.
And it does cost a little more than the average person going in, just buying a cassette recorder.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Tammy, you're talking about Wilford. You wanted to talk?
Oh, yeah, and you showed us the picture of that shadow.
Kelly was the one who went through the evidence. I'll let him tell you what happened at Welford.
Okay.
We had in one instance in this area, there was a broom leaned up against the wall, and no one was around. You hear get out, like a get out. Mm-hmm. And the broom slammed on the floor. This was when we were outside. We came in, the broom's laying on the floor. And me being the skeptic thought that somebody must have hit it and it fell down. the cabinets were open. Okay.
Or it just slid.
You know.
Yeah, sometimes it'll slide across the
'Cause
wall.
we'll actually go in and check cabinets. We'll move brooms, to see, a homeowner says, well, this falls off the shelf, that falls off the shelf. So we'll kind of, just check it. Is it level? Is it wobbly? And I assumed that's what it was. But going on the review, you pick up the audio and the video, and you know something's there.
So it was when did y'all take it outside and listen to it when you heard the get out, or was it back at
It was
your home station?
Yes.
And so what did you think when you...
I was surprised because it was a very, I thought it was just a very quiet home, and there just wasn't a lot going on.
Yeah.
We had some things during the investigation, but nothing.
Do
that
you
really
let
took you over
the
the top.
homeowners look at the footage and hear the stuff? Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Now, when you're doing the editing, if it's like myself, we look at the editing and we're surprised at some things that comes across that we don't see, but the camera picks up because it's more sensitive. It's not like us. We're kind of glancing around, and it picks up different things. What is that the most bizarre thing, or is it something? What is the most bizarre thing you've seen that captured on audio or video that you have edited?
Audio, for me, we did an investigation at Colleton County Museum a couple of years ago, I think, and I got my voice. We were walking down a hallway, and some of the claims were people would hear voices talking, calling out their names. We're walking down the hallway, and it's quiet, and you can't hear anything, it's quiet. And on the review, somebody calls my name, and I knew.
Like your first name and last name?
No, just my first name. But it was, clearly my name.
And I know that got to be kind of cold chills. Now, Tammy, have you ever had any cold chill bumps, goosebumps?
Oh yes, many a time.
What was the one thing you can think about that really got your goosebumps way up high at one particular time?
There's been quite a few. One of the very first ones was that case. But things like EVPs, I've got quite a few EVPs.
What's the
And
EVP?
Electronic voice phenomena.
Okay.
Especially whenever you have a recording device out and say we're talking like this, will you go back to listen to it? Will you hear another voice where there wasn't somebody there with you?
Oh, wow.
The only thing about it is experiences in the moment are one thing. It's when you go back to review your footage and you hear these voices when there wasn't anybody there. You see these shadows on these cameras that weren't there. That's when the cold chills come in, is after the fact when you're looking at this, because things are moving around you or talking next to you and you don't know it until you go back and you listen.
And I
I believe
experienced that
that.
myself with the editing I did at the big house I was telling you about, that after we were doing the editing, we seen a face looking out of a closet that's been empty for years. And it's pretty clear. And we didn't see it when we was going through there, but the camera picked it up. Mm-hmm. So, and that's why that I know you use this equipment and stuff to pick up where our normal ears won't pick it up, our normal eyes won't pick it up, because sometimes, even being a skeptic, we can miss something by being a skeptic. And that happens sometimes quite often with myself, because I want to see it. And again, we don't want to be overly thinking this, because our imagination will run away with us. Mm-hmm. And have you ever how many do you have across South Carolina? I know y'all kind of cover this area, and do you cover the entire South Carolina, or do you go beyond that right there?
We do South Carolina primarily only. We have done some North Carolina, at the border, things like that, but We do the Low Country, the Midlands, the Beach, and the Upstate. So we've got 4 teams in the entire group, and we can cover the entire state.
Okay. And do you have, like, when your team says, hey, look, we got really something here going on, and have called other team members to come down to help investigate, to get some clarity?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. Kind of do a follow-up.
Right.
This is what we call a couple weekends later, we'll go in and kind of verify,
So is the owner, are y'all writing a book or doing pictures? I mean, like I see all these, like when I go places, tourists and stuff, the ghost of South Carolina. I mean, are y'all documenting anything to where maybe a book or something could come out, or?
That's not really what we're not in it to do a video or a special on TV or a book, but we have a database that we collect all the data. Myself, the database is useful for, if you've got barometric pressure changes, temperature changes, lighting changes, and it's consistent across the board. I haven't found that consistency yet, but I'm hoping one day, if I've got these environmental factors occurring, this is going to happen.
Okay.
That's
so you can kind of
science.
predict
That
it,
is
yeah.
a true scientific explanation that if these items happen, this is going to happen as a result of that every time. And then you can say, okay, it's scientifically proven, but that's what we use the database for.
Yeah.
Now, have you got a chance to go, now this is where I wanted to go, in Columbia at the psychiatric hospital? Part of it's closed down. I think most of it's probably already been closed down. You ever contacted them to see if they would let you, or to me that would be, I think, an exciting place with the history that it has.
I would love to, and we've had some team members that have reached out, but they deny that. So
Right. Well, we have, it's like Rose Hill here. I've contacted them because some stories, ghosts and people seeing things, especially in the graveyard of the Civil War and things like that. And they said no, also, because they just don't want the reputation of the ghost part of it. And to me, I think it would be intriguing for them.
oh yeah.
I mean, they have the haunted trails at Halloween, don't they? That you can
Well,
go to, or
yeah.
those story walks or something.
Right, they have that, but to me, that's kind of Halloweenish.
So you have, you showed me a picture. What was that picture? I know you can't pull it up, but it looked like something at the end of a hallway, like a big shadow, like a person, really.
We couldn't really make it out because, again, it's dark, but you could see a shadow moving.
Where were y'all?
It was in Old South Pittsburgh Hospital in Tennessee. This has been a while back. It's under new ownership, and it's a cleaner place now. But we were all in the hallway, all of us together, and this was all the way at the other end. And I'm standing out in the hallway because they were all packed into one room, and I'm standing there. And one other girl comes out with me, and another guy standing behind me, and I'm like, "There's a shadow down here at the end of the hallway." They're sitting there, they're watching that. And that picture was taken by the guy standing behind me.
On his cell phone, or?
It was a cell phone photo.
All right. Well, we're going to take one more minute for our sponsors, and then we're wrapping this up too. I know you guys has drove a good little distance up here, and we're going to talk about a house that you probably came by on the way up here.
La Pagada Mexican Restaurant, 441 North Duncan Bypass, Union, South Carolina, 864-429-4043. La Pagada, your family Mexican restaurants, has appetizers, child's plates, salads and soups, sandwiches, and desserts. Sizzling fajitas, Texas fajitas, shrimp fajitas. Also, they have great chicken, polo asado, chicken tenders, polo loco, and many more. If you like seafood, they have that also. Fish tacos, shrimp cocktail. They have many combinations that you can choose from in different price range. Matter of fact, they have 35 different ones. If you're a vegetarian, that's right, they can accommodate you also. Lunch menu, they have the Speedy Gonzales and about 13 others that you can make a combination with. That's La Pagada. La Pagada Mexican Restaurant, 441 North Duncan Bypass and...
Say.
All right, we're back again. We just wanted to let you know that we've got Tammy and Mike here telling about their investigations of Kelly.
Kelly and Tammy.
What did I say?
From the South
Mike.
Carolina Paranormal Research
Mike, you
and
were about to change your name, to Mike, and
She had a nickname for their South Carolina Paranormal Research and Investigation. What did you say y'all call it?
Sometimes we're just discussing between us, we just call it Skipperide.
Scopray. And I told her earlier, I was like, I would be scopraying if I saw that something.
well, we're so glad that y'all came on and talked with us. We've sent you some links to the audio part of it and Spotify and iHeart and all that stuff there. And it'll be on here also. But we're so glad that you came because a lot of people are interested in this. Some of them are closet people. They're interested, but they don't want to go out on one. And I've had some people that wanted to go out on one of the hunts. And I would say, really? You? Yes. And so do you ever have anyone that asks to go out with you as a volunteer?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, we get lots of people volunteering themselves. But we normally don't allow, it depends. We do have, circumstances, we have guest investigators. We have a form, you have to,
A release form, yeah.
Right.
There's paperwork to fill out, but it's a rare thing for us to allow people from outside to go on an investigation with us.
Right, and that's understandable because you're professionals and you know things that you got to do that maybe not understand. Maybe they have this negative vibe, and talking, because a lot of times people will be talking back and forth and stuff like that. But that's good to know. And how can they contact y'all?
You can go to our website. It's scprai.org, O-R-G. And if you have a request for, I got, creepy things going on in my house, or I hear things at night, we have a request form online. Fill that out, send it in, and we'll be in touch.
Great. And you have a Facebook page also,
Yes,
correct?
we do.
We do.
Yes.
We have Instagram. We also have a YouTube channel that when clients give us permission, we load up some of the evidence that we've gotten. You can go there to see some of it.
That's great. I know I watched the documentary on the smoke shop a little bit. Mm-hmm. That was real interesting, especially watching some of the things that would fly off the shelf and stuff like that. And people's homes, sometimes they don't want you to, they want you to come out, but they don't want you to show it because if they go to sell their house one time, mm-hmm. somebody said, well, that house got ghosts, I don't want to buy it. So that's understandable, right?
And we honor if they don't want us to release anything.
Right.
We don't. Some clients say, okay, you can release video as long as it doesn't have faces and the address or anything like that.
Right.
So we honor their wishes.
And that's understandable because you don't want to look out in the yard and there's a bunch of people out with cameras taking shots, or middle of the night out there with cameras looking in your window and stuff like that. So we understand that.
And y'all
too.
have no way of getting rid of the ghost. Y'all just basically come investigate and say, yeah, you got them.
Have you got
or do y'all have ways of...
We do have people who There's at least usually one with every group that goes to a location that can do a cleansing.
Okay.
That can help a client with that, and also teach them how to do it on their own should they need it. So we actually do have that available.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Well, we'd like to thank both of you, Kelly and Tammy, for coming and really sharing this educational to other people. And we're going to know you got a good little drive. I know you got to go into Duncan. And so we're going to find out why Scarlette is so interested in about getting these extractions done. So we're going to have to go to
I'll rebuke all of
we're
it.
going to have to go to your house because evidently you got something going
I
on
don't
there.
let people come over.
Well,
Private
yeah.
person.
She don't. I mean,
I
I've never
don't.
been invited.
I'm just not that person.
Yeah, but you invite your ghost there, right?
No, I don't have ghosts.
Oh, that's
No,
right. You got,
I
what is that
live
other thing
in my
out the
house.
window?
I did see monsters, but they went away. They went away.
Well, I guess so. Did you have your makeup and stuff on?
I'm religious.
Scare 'em?
I'm not someone you come across and think you're going to defeat. Monsters, humans, whatever. But I'm sorry it was such a delay in starting. And Facebook people, I'm sorry, because Jerry does have ghosts in his house. And apparently we're messing with his equipment tonight. And I'm going to have to go cleanse myself.
Oh,
All
yeah.
y'all stuff.
All right, well, thank you, and stay tuned. Next week, we're going to have a lady that's going to be talking about her husband that was murdered 3 years ago, and maybe you can give some information on maybe something you saw. This is 3 years ago, so we're going to go into detail there. We're going to talk about her husband, how he was with her family. He's a family man, children, and lost his life, and still a cold case. So we're going to be having them on next Monday. So stay tuned for other fine guests that comes in. Again, we thank Tammy and Kelly for all the information you've given us, and we hope to see you next Monday. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Scarlette. Happy Valentine's.